Friends, at the outset, I must clarify a doubt. Don't get confused by the ethics doctor. I was a lawyer, later on became a judge, and demoted office in the Supreme Court in 2009. My wife was always telling me, don't write doctor, otherwise somebody will come with a stool sample for its analysis. So then I said, then all right, I'll do that, but I will continue writing which law permits, Dr. Justice Arajit Pasayat. So that was permitted. Now I will begin from where Dr. Sharma and Mr. Seth have started. The elderly people are not liabilities, which is the domain of Mr. Pani. He will tell you about the assets and the liabilities. You see, in a country like India, with a vast majority of elderly persons, there are two aspects which need to be focused. One is the health aspect, which your foundation rightly says Sparsh. This Sparsh should be a touch with a human touch. Otherwise, Sparsh can sometimes be very irritating also. In 2007, when I was the senior most judge of the Supreme Court and was heading the Legal Services Authority, today the trend is that you settle cases without going to court, or cases which are in court. That time got introduced a statute which was for parents and senior citizens in 2007. In 2008, as the chairman of the Legal Services Authority in my state, a seminar was organized about the good effects of this statute. When I read the statute, because in the Supreme Court I had no occasion to know of this statute, I was really shocked. In the seminar that was organized, three senior citizens, three ladies of the state of Orissa were being honored. Two of them happened to be the mothers of two senior judges of the Orissa High Court, and the third was the editor of the largest circulating newspaper in Orissa. I told them, I am sad and shocked that a statute has come which encourages the parents to file litigation against the children. You see, the objective, I'll read out the objective to you. It's very laudable, but its impact is devastating. I'll just, with your permission, read the objects of this statute. It's a very fascinating name. The act is called the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007. The object is, aging has become a major social challenge because of decline of the joint family system. To this extent, I agree. Today, if we look back upon our younger days, there used to be a father, a grandfather, a grandmother who used to pull us up for going home late at the evening. Today, if any elderly person asks that, the answer probably would be, you old fossil, what do you know of the modern trend? What do you know of the modern times? 7 is actually the time when we start our activities, not close it. A large number of elderly persons, particularly widowed women, are not being looked after by their families. This is a sad reflection. It may be a reality, but to put it in an act is certainly hurt my feelings. They are forced to spend their twilight years all alone and are exposed to emotional neglect and are not being provided financial support. To combat this social challenge, there is a need to give more attention to the care and protection for the elder persons. Though there is a provision in the Code of Criminal Procedure under which parents can claim maintenance from their children, but the procedure is far from this too time-consuming and expensive. It is desired that simple, inexpensive and speedy provisions may be made to claim maintenance by their suffering parents. Now I tell you, in the meeting, that seminar, elderly persons, mostly retired persons, large in number, were present. I said, please tell me, how many of you would like to go to the court slamming your children for neglecting them? This gives idea to the people that our children are bad. They are not giving due proper respect to the parents. Each one of us have been young. Tell me, I can tell it with conviction, not one of us would have ever neglected our parents. Go back the mythology. For Lord Ganesh, his parents were the entire world. He took 7 rounds around them and said that I have covered the entire world 7 times. I told them a story, which is a story, of course, in Hindi. Many of you know it, but at the cost of repetition, I told you. How many of you would like to go and make a grievance against your children that they have neglected you? This is not a legal question, this is an emotional question. Would you like your family quarrels to be displayed to the entire world? Look, my son is so bad that he is neglecting me or my parents. And I can tell you, I got the statistics when Mr. Pani asked me to speak here. I said, how many complaints of this nature have been lodged all over the country? I can give credit to our children and also to us as parents that less than 100 complaints have been filed in the last 7 years. Does it not reflect the moral values of our Indian citizenry today? Maybe hundreds of houses would be there where parents are neglected. But would you like to go to the court and what is inexpensive? You go to a court, go to the magistrate, and the magistrate has a lot of work except looking after aging parents and senior citizens. He will ask you to go to your subordinate and say, all right, look after this old man, he seems to be in trouble. Within 6 months, we are supposed to get a remedy. But I am happy that it has not happened. Let's not take everything done through the legal route. There is a need for enlightening the people. There is a provision in this act that through the media, through the TV, all over it will be told that the old citizens, parents, have this right under the law. I am very sure none of you have heard it in the TV, because this type of news or media hype never gets attention. It will not. So what is the purpose of having such a statute? The need today is to, like sometimes I say, let the dog bark, but let it not bite. Let the law be there. Let that fear be there that if we do not respect our parents, there is a law which our parents can do it. I'll never do it. I told them about that story of that young boy who was madly in love with a girl. The girl asked her to prove his love for her. Said, do one thing. Bring your mother's heart. That will prove that you really love me. The boy, being blinded by love, went, caught the chest of the mother, brought out the heart, and was running back. When he stumbled and fell down, the mother's heart said, Beta, chot to nahi laga. That is a mother's heart. You see, why should we think of having laws this way? Why not we incorporate that values in our children? Yesterday there was a talk when I was asked to speak. I said I have spoken probably in the last 5 years more than what I have spoken as a judge in the last 30 years I was a judge. I told them, give your children values, not valuables. Valuables should be lost, but values will never go. Values will be always there. So today, as senior citizens, most of us, except few maybe younger people, but there has to be a reciprocal love, affection, that chastisement may be there. You pull up your children. I'm reminded I had just become a judge, 1989. I was invited to a college to speak. I had made it a point that I will not go to any function while I was sitting judge. But that principal of that college happened to be my teacher when I was a student in the Ravinsa Collegiate School. So I made a departure. I said, sir, because you are the principal, and I tell you that teacher, unique person. He started as a Delhi laborer. He was working as a cook in a Sanskrit tool. He studied there, passed matriculation privately, did his postgraduate in Sanskrit from those trainings, became a lecturer, became the principal. So I said, sir, at the function, I read in the paper that he has retired. You see, that is the value we are not actually teaching our children. We are very benevolent parents. We meet all demands of our children. We do not expect anything in return. Let's teach our children, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, the values of life. And for that, to have a long life, please take the advice of Dr. Sharma and this foundation so that we remain healthy. We teach them good things in life. And we will hope that nobody takes care of this well-meaning but obnoxious act called the Maintenance of Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We take a learning today from here, the importance of values and the valuables. Thank you very much, sir. I mean, it was really very informative. You showed us about the moral values, the emotional facts in life. The legal issues that you explained to us relating to the elders were really informative for us. Thank you very much.